Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Good to see you again. So we've got a matchup against my man Lee here, and he's playing Kinemon. This is, if you have seen the previous match between us two, this is my friend that runs the podcast with me, the 10 Drop Podcast. And you already know, you can check us out on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. We talk about just One Piece, the Treasure Cups, matchups, all that good stuff. You know, just a lot of fun. But he's a phenomenal player, ex-Magic Pro Tour player, and he is killing it today with the Kinemon. So we're gonna hop into this match, but I'll tell you what, this ends up being a good match. It's just the deck that I'm running does have its necessities, and its necessities are it's got two forms of play in this game. It's got lower power with cards like Otama, Gordon, Brook, and then KO cards with lowered power, which is Jet Pistol, Vista, Nico Robin, Edward Newgate, all that good stuff. And so if you don't have the combination of those two, it can be very tough. It can be very, very tough. And so, yeah, I end up having a bit of a match where I'm trying to battle through not having some of the other half of what I'm looking for, essentially. Now, he starts off strong, swing 6, puts down Okiku, turn 2. I'm on to my turn 2. I've got 4. I don't believe I have Jet Pistol just yet, so I don't think that I can take care of the Okiku at the moment. But I do pick up a Gordon here, which is helpful, because Gordon will be useful in dealing with Okiku, since I believe we do have a Vista in hand at the moment. And I'll just go ahead and slap 3 on leader, swing 8, and just pass turn. He's going to go up to 5. I did win the dice roll, so I chose to go second. It's nice to, in my opinion, to go second against Kinemon, just because if they get Okiku turn 1, it's pretty brutal. It's like a super downhill game you're playing. So I like to try and deal with that as much as possible, but he does pick up Yamato here, and he used leader ability at the beginning of turn. So basically, if you see him play a card and you're like, hey, he's a Don short on that, just know that pretty much at the beginning of every single turn, if he's only got one character on the board, he is declaring leader ability. And yeah, and that's nice, you know. And he'll go ahead and let the Momo die here, though. I do swing 5 at it. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to deal with some of these, and I do put Gordon down. I'll go ahead and bottom deck him and just get rid of the Okiku. I can't put a lot on board with the Okiku in play, so I really needed to deal with that at the moment. But I'll go ahead and throw down another Gordon and a Makino, and I'll just pass turn. Not a super big fan of my decision making here. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't like it at all, because all he has to do is play a card that rests Gordon, and then I'm losing the value of that card pretty much every turn, and such is what is happening right here. And there goes Gordon. Didn't like that play at all. It basically gives him, you know, the opportunity to do that. I could have played Makino. I don't think that he would have rested Makino here, but Gordon's a huge threat, and it deals, you know, with a lot of the cards that he'd have in the future. And I actually think that that play alone might have sealed my fate. I think that it turned out to be a really uphill battle from here. And so he swings 7 with Yamato, puts down the Capone Beige, and then leaves me with 3 life. But we've got him down to 3 himself, I believe. Yeah, I believe we got him down to 3 at the moment. I'll go ahead and swing 3 at the Bonnie, take care of her real fast, go play Nami of my own, do some searching. And I think that the only card that we find here is between Jet Pistol, or no, this search was only 5-drop Luffy. That's right. And if I remember correctly, I top deck a Jet Pistol. That's right. But yeah, I do have to deal with, you know, some of the stuff he's got on board. But Yamato being rested at the moment, I choose to go 6 at it, and I'm not a huge fan of that. He counters out yet again. He's got quite a bit of board control, and it's looking like I'm just pulling resources, but I'm basically just giving him a free 6k swing again next turn, But I'm all right. In my mind, I was thinking it was okay because now he's got 2 on board rather than 1, so he can't use leader ability. But that's kind of negligible here. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't prove to be something that's very necessary in the moment for him. But he is going to swing 7 at Zoro. And I think I could potentially save it if I wanted to, but just doesn't seem like it would be a very good call at all, simply because then he could just go, oh, Yamato yet again at it, or leader, swing at it, boom, dead. Bada bing, bada boom. Tough out here. And he goes 5 at the Vista, plays 8-drop Kid, and then passes. 8-drop Kid is not rested, so it is, you know, a target that needs to be dealt with next turn. However, Jet Pistol, Otama takes care of this. Gordon, Jet Pistol takes care of this. I mean, there's plenty of moments that I should have, in my opinion, done things a bit differently, and that Gordon play was huge because, as you can see, we did pick up that Jet Pistol in my hand, which is perfect. We got it for dealing with Kid, but I just don't have the reduction yet. So at the beginning of this video, that's where I was mentioning, I said this deck does have its 2 sides, and you have to have both sides in order for it to work flawlessly and for it to do its job. And I'm just swinging 6. He finally does let Yamato go here, and now I do have the other one to deal with as well. I've got about, what, 8 Dawn left, I believe. Yeah, so 5-drop Luffy could be a play. He does still have 4 life, actually, not 3. I think I said 3 earlier. But I do choose to go 5 at life here, and I'm just giving him resources. I'm not a huge fan of this. I put down 5-drop Luffy. I really genuinely think that swinging here was a bad decision. I do choose to, though, because I have another 5-drop Luffy in hand, if I'm not mistaken. And I was just thinking, okay, I can get a little bit of aggression in. I've got a lot of bodies on board. He's not going to be able to deal with all of them, right? I was like, he can maybe take out 3, but there's a good chance I'll be able to protect, you know, 1 or 2. But he will go 10 at the Luffy. We'll just let it die. And yeah, I think that in my mind, I had, you know, some solid plays here, but it just turned out to be a little lackluster. And I remember in this turn thinking to myself, wow, he really doesn't have to attach a lot of Dawn to everything because everything that he's swinging at is so low. So, like, I kind of feel like that play was just giving him extra cards in hand, and it didn't really do me any good. So, if I had played 5-drop, I don't think that was a bad idea. I just shouldn't have swung with it. I should have maybe taken another life hit here or there. 9-drop doesn't feel as good this turn. We just picked it up, but I would have loved to play it last turn because then we would have had an opportunity to swing at this new gate. But it did feel like the end of this game, or not new gate, excuse me, this Captain Kidd on his board. But it did feel like the end of this game, the card draw was very much so against me. It's like I kept drawing into the things that I needed earlier on and didn't have, you know, enough of then, but I don't need now. And so my life ends up being pretty miserable if I remember correctly. But yeah, we are in a terrifying position right now. I have no blockers. We do have 1 Dawn active. I might be baiting Radical Beam right now. I'm not sure if I actually have it. And we are at 7,000 power, but he does have like 4 or 5 swings that he could get through. So we're either burning a lot of resources or we're losing like pretty much our entire hand. And then we still have to deal with Kid the next turn. And he's going to go 9 here. Probably just going to take this, see what happens. And if I remember correctly, I think we pick up, maybe it wasn't this life, but I know that one of these lives is Radical Beam. I pick up Radical Beam and I'm like, oh god, this is depression. Like, I can't kill anything on the board. I do not have like an Otama or a Gordon to deal with this. It looks like we did pick up, oh, not Radical Beam, excuse me, I meant to say Jet Pistol. No, we drew into Jet Pistol and picked up Radical Beam from life. Okay, so that's not terrible, but now he drops down 7-drop Kid. I am in a bit of a pickle. I have all the answers in hand minus the other half. I have 2 jet pistols. I've got 5 drop Luffy. I have, but no Gordons, no Otamas, no Brook on board. I just feel like it's a very downhill situation that we've been in. And it sucks because a few turns ago, he didn't really have that much in hand. He did search out the 7-drop kid blocker, but I think Odin came from life. And it might have been a top deck, but either way, I mean, that's still like, I kind of gave him that card more or less. So we definitely messed up somewhere. That is for sure. And now I'm just trying to think of what is something I can do to potentially get rid of 8-drop kid and simultaneously get rid of maybe like the Yamato or the blocker kid. So I'm thinking in my head that with a certain number of cards, I can swing 11 here at kid. He's got 3 cards in hand, and it was so silly. Like, I thought of swinging 11 just because I didn't see him search a 2k counter, but he had 2 2k counters sitting in hand. So I was like, wow, all right, that's unfortunate. And I was looking, like, because he has his trash fanned out on the side. He had already used, I think, like 2 or 3 2k counters, and green, usually speaking, only runs about 8, somewhere between 8 to like 10 2k counters. It's just not with me in this match. We are down bad, and now I've wasted a Dawn as well. I have wasted 1 Dawn that I had to get rid of the kid, and it sucks because now I'm looking at how much Dawn I have, and it feels so bad. I don't know why I went for the 11. I was just thinking that the odds are that he maybe has 1 2k counter and 1 1k, so I was thinking that 11 would be the perfect swing. But it really, truly just ended up being a waste of a Dawn. And now I don't have a way to get anything up to 8,000 to take care of kid. And so I'll just leave 2 active, hoping that I get like another Radical Beam in, my life. And I really think that the only thing that saves me here is either Red Hawk out of life, or potentially another Radical Beam. I don't know. I'm not sure if Radical Beam would have saved me, but because we've only got 1 in hand at the moment. But yeah, that 1 Dawn on Newgate is looking very pretty right now. Pretty bad, if I had to be honest with you. Pretty bad. Kind of sucks. But yeah, he swings 5 here, which is pretty smart. It either forces me to use a 1k or a 2k. And we do 1k out with a Vista, but it's smart. He's trying to test the waters, see what I have, and see if there's really anything in hand that he has to worry about. And with me using a 1k, it does make me feel a little good, but he's just gonna go pretty hard here. So we will see the good old-fashioned 11 come down at your boy. I'll take it. And then, yeah, I'm like, oh no, I got nothing. No counters in hand. I mean, I had Makino and Radical Beam, but, oh yeah, I think I was telling him that my starting hand was kind of insane. I had 1 5-drop Luffy, and then the turn 3 and 4, I drew into more 5-drop Luffys that just weren't useful in the moment. And so I couldn't really get them on board while also trying to deal with what he already had on board. But I think the turn that we played Gordon really kind of sealed it in for us, because if I was able to take out the kid pretty earlier on, I think we would have been in a decent spot. So Gordon into Jet Pistol or something like that. With him having 2 life, I would have felt really good having 5-drop Luffys in hand. But I always loved my matches against Lee. He's a great player. I always learn something from them. So I'll see you guys in the next one, though. I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great day. Peace.